Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at episode number 60 of TNC, and it is a special one because every single match on this card will have a stipulation attached to it, and this is a first for TNC, and I'm very excited for this show because I don't think any of us have ever done anything like this before. So let's not waste any more time. I know you all want to see the graps. I want to see the graps. So let's cut the chat and get straight into the graps. We kick off episode number 60 with a bit of a grudge match, and it will take place under Extreme Rules. Aiden Kennedy was taken out by Seth Ross all the way back at full speed ahead, jeopardized his spot at Clash of the Titans. Seth Ross suspended as a result. Just last week, the suspension being lifted, allowing Seth to compete in TNC once again. Aiden Kennedy wasting no time trying to get his pound of flesh back for the assault that took place all those months ago now. These two have been going back and forth for what feels like months at this point. And it seems like it's all going to come to an end right here in our opening contest. The assassin is primed and ready to go here. Told the CEO that this match has been a long time coming, that he's been waiting for months to get his hands on Seth once again, and now finally getting that chance. Seth, of course, making his return last week. Challenging for the All-Star title, ended up falling short. We'll see if he could pick up a bit of a rebound here, get a win over the Assassin. Fuck. 1 second, chat. I'll be right back. This is shitty timing. What? Alright, I am back. My fault, chat. Kennedy with a roll-up here on Seth into the cover one and a kick out. And Seth catching him with a super kick off the kick out. Kennedy trying to get up to his feet here. And Seth looking springboard DDT, able to connect. And now Seth trying to turn Kennedy over for a cover here, trying to pick up a quick win. And a kick out at 2 by the Assassin. Now Seth trying to chuck the trash can at Kennedy, but it's just too big. And now Kennedy building up. I don't know what that was. All right. Spear to the back. Did a nice little 360 before spearing Seth in the corner. But Kennedy now setting up a ladder in between the apron and the announce table. And now Seth out toward the announce table, dropping Kennedy on those chairs, neck first. And Seth now going to scavenge the outside. Going to look for some weapons of his own here. Picks up another table. Brings this one into the ring. Going to go try to retrieve the Assassin. But Kennedy going to beat him to the punch. As now we're playing a little cat and mouse here between the Assassin and the Destroyer. Both men now back in the ring. And Seth trying to catch him with that package pile driver. At least I thought it was a package pile driver. Did not end up being a package pile driver. But nonetheless, very effective. And now Seth spreading those thumbtacks in the middle of the ring. And Seth coming right back with a stunner. And now into the cover here on the Assassin, trying to put him away. And a kick out at 2. And now back, looking for more weapons. Seth grabbing a kendo stick. Ready to swing away at Kennedy, but Kennedy was ready for him. And now the Assassin going to swing away with that kendo stick. Kennedy now up toward the top rope, and Kennedy taking out Seth with that black arrow into the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by Seth at 2. And now Kennedy looking for more weapons, brings out another bag of thumbtacks. And spreads them right where the other set of thumbtacks were. A more dense area of tacks in the middle of the ring as both men collide. Kennedy now tossing Seth onto that ladder, and Kennedy making his way up to the top rope, and the cannonball through the ladder. And both men are down. Kennedy now up to his feet. And immediately searching for more weapons. It is non-stop weapons here in the opener. And yet a third bag of thumbtacks spread in the exact same spot. As Seth has pulled out yet another ladder and put it back in the same spot the other one was in. As Kennedy catching Seth with that back fist, now that elbow busting him open. And Seth goes face first into the ladder. And now being hoisted up and dropped face first. And now Seth up to his feet. Kennedy springboard to the outside, taking Seth out. And now grabbing the chair, but instead has other ideas. And just stomping away. Still with control of that arm. Gaining control of the other. And now Kennedy with the double knees to the back. But that time Seth able to get his knees up. But Kennedy coming right back with that kick. And again the Destroyer down on the outside. As yet another bag of thumbtacks comes into play. I don't know if we've ever seen this many thumbtacks in the same spot. The thumbtack density in the ring is kind of outrageous. Now back toward the ladder, Seth face first into it once again. But now it's Kennedy who goes into the ladder. And Seth hoisting Kennedy up, and he's going to be dropped face first, and now he's busted open. Kennedy able to roll away, went for the wheelbarrow. Seth able to sidestep, and now Seth, arms hooked on the outside here, planting Kennedy. With that spinning package bomb. And Seth now just tossing that trash can out of the ring, but has other plans. But Kennedy coming right back, whipping Seth down to the floor. Seth able to reverse. Now sending Kennedy into the ladder. And placing him on top of that ladder. And Seth may look to return the favor from earlier when Kennedy put him through the ladder. Seth with the huge splash, and Kennedy goes through the ladder. And both men quickly back up to their feet afterward. Kennedy coming right back with a pile driver. And now Seth being walked back toward the ring. And Kennedy going for the cover here on Seth. 1, 2, kick out at 2. Seth able to get the knees up as both men up to their feet now. Kennedy able to catch the stunner attempt. And that might have been Seth's last shot as Kennedy lands the krill yourself. And into the cover. 2, kick out again. Another bag of tacks coming out. That's bag number 5. And Seth getting his hands on Kennedy before he could empty it. Landing that German suplex. And Seth now going into the cover here. 1, 2, and a kick out. And now Seth grabbing that bag of thumbtacks. And gonna empty them right on top of Kennedy. Now the DDT straight into the tacks. And now with Aiden Kennedy lying in them, the big splash from Seth. And now grabbing the kendo stick. Gonna start swinging away at the assassin, but he's back up to his feet. Clothesline as Seth goes back first into the tacks. And now Kennedy, another cover. 1, 2, kick out again at 2. Seth can barely even sit up, let alone get to his feet at this point. But he's up and dropped with a cutter. And Kennedy back to the cover. 1, 2, 3. What a way to open up episode number 60. An outrageous Extreme Rules match. And the assassin is victorious. Finally able to get his hands on Seth Ross after what happened. Back at full speed ahead. And did not let this opportunity slip out of his hands. And now we'll see what's next for both the assassin as well as Seth Ross, but Aiden Kennedy gonna walk away victorious here in this Extreme Rules match. Now we move on to our second step of the night. Running it back from last week, Piper Rain and Nikita Black going at it once again, but this time it will be last woman standing. Nikita Black with her post-match assault with that ladder made sure that Piper Rain could not get up after their match. And now this week, it is a guarantee that one of them will not get up. They're going to have to beat a 10 count if they want to survive this match. Last week could have possibly been the biggest win of Nikita Black's career in TNC thus far. But now they're both 1-1 against each other. So this could potentially be a rubber match between Piper Rain and Nikita Black. And we'll see who will be the last woman standing. Both women ready to go. And there's the bell. It's both women trying to feel each other out here in the early goings. Neither one quick to commit, but now the calling out about tie-up to kick us off, and Nikita Black able to push Piper Rain into the ropes. And the ref gonna have to break them up. And a chop at the throat by Rain. But Piper pushed back with a boot. Now we're gonna start trading blows right from the jump here. No time wasted between Nikita Black and Piper Rain. It's both these women going chop for chop, but there's a block by Nikita Black. And yet another block by Black. And lands the headbutt, knocking Piper down. Nikita tried to send Piper Rain into the corner, but Piper able to get those elbows in. And now hoisting up Nikita Black for a riptide. But Nikita quickly back up and dropped yet again. And now from the second rope, Nikita Black up to her feet. Piper Rain landing the Rough Rider from the middle rope. But Nikita quickly back up and landing that flurry of right hands. A lot of back and forth to start off this last woman standing match. As Nikita looking for weapons, grabs a chair and drills it into the skull of Piper Rain and continues to swing away. And now Piper into the steps. It's been all Nikita Black pretty much ever since that exchange of blows started, and the count beginning here. Quickly up to 5, but Piper now up to her feet. And now back in the ring to meet Nikita Black. And Nikita Black right there to meet her. Hoisting up Piper for the high cross into the drop kick. And now Nikita Black maybe thinking riptide, but gets caught. And now a clothesline will have to suffice, since she couldn't hit that riptide. And now a flurry of clotheslines from Nikita Black, finishing it off with a drop kick. And Nikita Black continuing to move quickly here as the count beginning once again. Count continuing to climb. Piper still not back up to her feet, but the count stops at 7. And there's Piper up on her feet. And immediately gets dropped again with that super kick, and the count beginning yet again here. And Nikita Black just all right to celebrate, but not able to celebrate a win just yet. As Piper Rain coming back with that side suplex, and both women are down. Both women up to their feet in different ways. Piper able to get back up to her feet. As now hoisting up Nikita Black for the buckle bomb. And no need to roll out of the ring this time, but gets immediately dropped by the spear. Well, Piper Rain not content with just a buckle bomb and a spear. Now off the ropes, lands the knee to the face. As the count starts, Piper grabbing that kendo stick and swinging at the back of Nikita Black, but she's quickly up to her feet. And a big knee to the face of Black. And now Piper Rain bringing Nikita over to the corner, face first off the turnbuckle, but able to get the elbow up. And now Nikita dropping Piper face first in the mat, bringing her back up to her feet quickly. And now, I guess a very slow Snapdragon from Nikita. Would have bridged for a cover. And I'm not sure what Nikita was going for there, but ended up getting blocked. And now the count on for Nikita. Count up to 5. And continuing to climb here. Count up to 7. But Nikita back up to her feet. And able to catch Piper off guard with that drop kick. And now the count beginning the other direction. As Nikita pandering to the crowd. Count up to 7. And the count has stopped. And Piper able to trip Nikita up. And again the count started. Count continuing to climb up to 6 here. And now to 7. Up to 8. Will this do it? Count of 9, and Nikita starting to climb to her feet. Now back up. Gets dropped with the spear. Yet again. And that could be all she wrote in this match. The count up to 6 and still continuing to climb. No movement out of Nikita Black at 9, and that will do it. And Piper Rain is the last woman standing. Able to pick up the win in the rubber match. And we'll see if there's any more matches between these two in the future. If that's it for now. But yet another big win for Piper Rain in her young career. Hard fought matches these last 2 weeks. Both these women giving each other everything they got. But in the end, Piper Rain standing victorious. But now we move on to our next match. Our next match is a first in TNC. It is a dumpster match. And Keith, much like his opponent, his fellow brother in arms, his fellow cunt in arms, Hunter Hagen will be looking to take out the trash in each other. Keith, of course, as we all know, the former leader of the Cunt Riders. And after getting kicked out of the Cunt Riders, Keith has been hell-bent on getting revenge on every single person that turned their back on him. I just hope both guys lose. He had his shot at Olivia Martinez, came up short, now working his way back up. Hunter Hagen looking to play spoilers here for Keith. Trying to continue the winning ways of the Cunt Riders. After what we saw at Clash, when all the Cunt Riders were banned, Olivia Martinez still had tricks up her sleeve. But with Martinez in action later tonight, we'll see if there's anything else planned. Or if they're just going to let Hunter Hagen go to work here against Keith. This will certainly be one of the matches of all time between these two.
The following contest is a dumpster match. There are no pinfalls, submissions, disqualifications, or countouts. The first superstar to force their opponent inside of a dumpster and close the lid shut will be declared the winner. Now, let the match begin.
You should have the dumpster rolled out before they make their entrance. That's just me, though. Anywho, both Keith and Hagen set to go, and there's the bell. Keith, of course, still in his Cunt Riders gear after they stole literally every other piece of clothing that he owns. Let's keep kicking us off with some push-ups. Now trying to drag Hunter Hagen over toward the dumpster already. And tossing him on top. And Keith hoisting him up and huge slam on top of that dumpster lid. And just kicking Hagen off. Hagen brought back up to his feet. And Keith getting elbowed in the side of the head by Hagen, and Hagen now hoisting Keith up here, but Keith gonna land on his feet. And now Hagen tossed into the dumpster. And Keith went for that standing shooting star, but Hagen able to get the knees up. And now Hagen hoisting Keith up once again, but again, Keith landing right on his feet. And Hagen going face first into that dumpster lid. And Keith landing that enziguri, taking Hagen down. And looks like Keith's going to do a lap around the ring. I think blood might be lost. instead grabbed a steel chair. I don't know why he had to grab it from over there, but it might end up costing him here. As Hagen with a kick to the back, and now grabbing that chair, and Keith's laziness going to work against him there, but not for long. As Keith lining up Hagen for that drop kick to the side of the head. Keith opening up that dumpster for the first time. Landing that running swanton to Hunter Hagen. And Keith from the apron. Springboard to the outside, taking Hagen out. But Hagen quickly getting that boot up on Keith. And Hagen now with an uppercut to the back of the neck. But Keith able to kick him away. And now looking for more weapons. Keith's got a baseball bat. Tried to swing it at Hagen twice and got blocked. As now Keith tossed back into the ring. Hagen still on the apron, now in the ring. And Keith there to meet him with a bunch of kicks. And now that elbow to the shoulder. As Hagen sent off the ropes by Keith, he'll duck under and went for the enziguri but got caught. And Hunter Hagen now back to the outside, looking for more weapons, grabbing another steel chair and not going to be able to use it. And now Keith to the outside, grabbing the baseball bat. And Keith tried to swing, but couldn't land his target. Instead lands the drop kick. And now back to the push-ups goes Keith. Keith landing yet another drop kick to Hagen. And again we're back to the push-ups. Hagen able to catch him with that forearm. And now the drop kick from the top rope. Keith now back up to his feet, being driven into the ropes. And now, huge cutter by Hunter Hagen. Keith getting a full workout in. Yeah, basically. But that might not be working out so well for him. As Keith in a little bit of trouble after that. That Hagen destroyer. Hunter Hagen basically taking control of this match. Now with the steel chair in hand, but Keith able to get the elbow up, went for the drop kick, and instead eats a steel chair to the skull. And now Keith barely able to get to his feet, and now he's in the dumpster. And we'll see if Hunter Hagen can close this dumpster on Keith. Keith trying to keep it open, and he will. Hagen now to the outside. Keith up to the apron, back into the ring. As we're playing a little cat and mouse here. As Hagen catches him with that roundhouse. And now the Spanish fly. Hagen bringing Keith back up to his feet. And now tossed into the dumpster yet again. And now a second attempt to end this match from Hunter Hagen. Can he close the lid this time? No. Now Keith tried to use that steel chair. Couldn't quite do so. Instead gets dropped with a roundhouse kick. And now Hagen trying to toss Keith back in yet again. Hagen's got him in there. The question is, can he close that lid? The third attempt, and no. And it looks like Hagen might have been busted open from the lid. As Hagen now back into the ring, able to sidestep the drop kick. And now again, Keith tossed in. And yet another attempt to win this match. Hagen trying as hard as he can to close that lid. Keith just will not let it happen. As both men back into the ring yet again here. Hagen able to catch him with an elbow. Keith able to as well. And Keith able to land the Keith cutter. And both men down in the middle of the ring. Keith first to his feet. Hagen not far behind. And Keith getting even more push-ups in. Lands yet another drop kick. And again, we're back to the push-ups. Hagen able to get that elbow up on Keith. And Hagen, another Spanish fly, this time with the back of Keith's head landing on that steel chair. And now from the top rope, Keith able to get the knees up on Hagen. And Keith wheelbarrow DDT. And now Keith's starting to build a little something here. As Hagen goes face first into the turnbuckle. Seated up on the top rope. Keith up there to meet him. And Keith with the fall-away slam. And now Keith trying to get Hunter Hagen in there for the first time, and he does. And Keith now going to try and close that dumpster. Hagen fighting to keep it open, and he will. Hunter Hagen grabbing that steel chair as these two play low cat and mouse yet again here. Keith able to knock it out of his hands, but ends up getting sent into the turnbuckle. Hagen with a scoop slam to Keith. And Hagen up to the top, able to land the frog splash. And now lining up Keith for that Hagen Destroyer yet again. And Keith busted open. And that could do it for Keith. But Keith able to get the elbow up. Maybe I spoke too soon. Wheelbarrow DDT yet again. And now it's Hunter Hagen in retreat. Keith off the ropes, lands the big boot to the face. Hagen brought up to his feet. Able to land on his feet is Hagen, and now lands the inverse DDT to Keith. Keith brought back up to his feet. May have been a mistake by Hagen, and he's tossed back into the dumpster. And Keith once again looking to close that lid on Hunter Hagen. Can he do it? No. Hagen back into the ring. As Keith gonna try and bring him back toward the ropes. But Hagen gets the elbow up. But again, Keith able to build separation. But he's tossed into the corner by Hagen. And Hagen now going back under the ring for more weapons. Brings out a trash can lid. And Keith able to sidestep. And now it's Hagen off the ropes. Drop kick by Keith into the clothesline. And now once again off the ropes, landing that drop kick to the face. And yet again, Keith right back to the push-ups. And yet another drop kick. And yet again, we're back to the push-ups. Keith really does know how to stall for time. As Hagen lands a clothesline. Lands a second clothesline. Catches the leg of Keith. And Hagen sweeps out the other. But he is not the All-American American. Hagen through the ropes, landing that spinning kick to the jaw. And now up to the top rope. Hagen lands yet another frog splash. And Keith could be in trouble here. Hagen has him set up on the ropes. Instead, opts to just send him flying into the air. And that might have been a mistake as Keith lands that Hurricane Rana. And Keith now making his way up to the top rope. Keith could be thinking the Keithinator! And now sending Hagen straight into the dumpster. Keith looking to put Hagen away here. Can he get the lid shut? Hagen still fighting to keep that dumpster lid open, and he's still alive in this match. The Keithinator not enough to keep Hagen down in that dumpster. But Keith hoisting Hunter Hagen up here, and Hagen getting dropped face first onto the barricade. And yet again, Keith back to doing the push-ups. And Keith straight into the Keith cutter. And now back into the ring. Keith lining Hagen up here. Went for the big lariat. Hagen able to sidestep. But Keith able to reverse that Irish whip. Lands the drop kick. But Hagen gets the elbow up. As these two going back and forth here. As it's once again Hunter Hagen who's tossed into the dumpster. Keith once again trying to close that lid. Can Hagen survive yet again? Keith with both hands on the lid. Still trying to close it, and he will! And Keith is victorious. The push-ups paid off. We might need a push-up counter for Keith matches. He had to have done like 40 push-ups in this match. A very hard-fought win for Keith here, as he looks to rid the wrestling world of the Cunt Riders once and for all, one step at a time. But now we move on to our next stipulation. last time we saw Tyler Vincent pre-clash, it was for the #1 contendership for the RHW tag titles, where he ended up tapping out the Titans. And now they want their pound of flesh. They want to make Tyler tap out to even the score. And it's going to be Eli sent into battle here to go up against Tyler Vincent. Not often that we see one of the Titans in singles competition. So you'd certainly have to hand the edge here to Tyler, considering his, by comparison, vast experience in one-on-one action.
Representing the Terrors from parts unknown, weighing in at 278 pounds,
And not only that, you have to consider the fact that the Titans really are not submission specialists. They're all about a heavy, high-power offense. So this certainly does not bode well in terms of strengths and weaknesses. This is certainly one of their weaknesses. It's a submission game. But we're going to see how Eli can adapt to not only a singles environment, but a submission-only environment. As both men are set, and there is the bell. Both men facing off here in the middle of the ring before we get things underway. And now Eli going to start swinging right at the gut of Tyler Vincent. But Tyler quickly up to his feet and just gets clobbered by Eli. Like we said, that power game shining through early here for Eli. She's just tossing Tyler around, but Tyler quickly up to his feet, able to land a chop that drops Eli down to the mat. And now Tyler lining Eli up here for that enziguri. Eli able to get a kick to the back of the leg. And now these two will tie up. And Tyler able to overpower Eli. And now Eli sent over the top rope, still hanging onto the ropes, able to get a forearm in on Tyler. And now he's back in the ring. Eli whipped into the corner. Now Braxton trying to get himself involved, as both Eli and Tyler will tie up once again here. Eli able to turn this one around, gain control of the wrist. Now even more so. Now turning it into a side headlock. Nice technical ability here being showcased by Eli. As Tyler able to send him off the ropes, getting that knee into the gut. As now Tyler, from the top rope, lands the elbow to the heart of Eli. As I believe that was Braxton who took off that turnbuckle pad, now jawing with Tyler Vincent here. Creating a distraction for his brother, but it wasn't enough. As Tyler landing a couple clotheslines, catching the boot of Eli and sweeping out the other leg. And now submission locked in, but Eli quick to break it up. And now we're going to get an exchange of blows as the referee fixes that turnbuckle pad. Going chop for chop. Right for right. Back and forth. No blocks thus far. And as I say it, Eli able to block a chop from Tyler. And now another block from Eli. It looks like he's gaining the upper hand, but now it's just an all-out brawl. Right after right after right. And it's going to be Tyler Vincent who comes out on top. And Tyler looking to lock in the Bulldog here. But Eli too close to the ropes, and that forces a break. Tyler now trying to drag him more toward the middle of the ring. But Eli quick up to his feet and able to level Tyler. And Eli now up to the top rope. Able to land that diving headbutt. And we'll see if he can lock into any submission, but no. Tyler comes back with a headbutt of his own. And Tyler straight into the Bulldog here in the middle of the ring. Eli in trouble. Tyler wrenching back. Still has it locked in. And Eli has to tap out. A quick win for Tyler Vincent here. Just like that. All it took. Eli really didn't even get a chance to show off any submission ability. Got locked into that Bulldog and that was it. A nice win here for Tyler Vincent. Gaining yet another submission victory over the Titans. And we'll see what's next for them in their future, but now we move on to our next stipulation. It is yet another rematch from last week in the women's division. It will be Yana Gian and Olivia Martinez in action once again, but this time, after the count-out from last week, this match will be Falls Count Anywhere to ensure that we do not have any count-outs between these two. Match was absolutely cooking, and then Yana Gian just could not answer a 20 count. But now this week, that will not be a problem with it being Falls Count Anywhere. Olivia Martinez, the leader of the Cunt Riders, looking to avenge Hunter Hagen from earlier tonight, and also looking to go 2-0 in 2 weeks against Yana Gian. After a very disrespectful countout victory, swiping her boots as the count hit 20. Obviously not much respect from Olivia Martinez to Yana Gian. But now this week we should get a decisive winner between these two. Wow. We'll just pretend that never happened. The good thing is, that is not going on the YouTube VOD. Ain't no way. I knew something was up because I remember pressing R1 and circle to make the cash-in option go away quicker than that. Oh well. Instead of a fast start, we get an exchange of blows to kick this off. Martinez with a block. And again. And again, what am I talking about? There's a block by Gian. I'm all fucked up. Holy shit. And now it's breaking down between Martinez and Gian. And Martinez going to get the upper hand. Gian able to get back to her feet, and now hoisting Martinez up on her shoulders and dropping Martinez face first onto the top rope and into the cover. Gian goes. One, and a kick out. Stomping at the hair. Gian lining up Martinez for the fastball. And able to dot the corner. And Gian into the cover with both feet on the middle rope. Gets a 2 and a kick out. And now clapping the ears. And Gian into the submission. Trying to put Martinez away early here. But Martinez able to break up the hold. And already Yana Gian busted open. Now Martinez off the ropes, able to land on her feet. Gian able to sidestep and duck from Martinez. But it's still Yana Gian with the upper hand. And now into the cover she goes. 1, 2, and a kick out. Martinez trying to come right back. And Martinez with that German suplex hanging on for the cover. 2, and a kick out by Gian. And now Martinez looking for that kendo stick. No DQ with falls count anywhere. And swinging at the skull of Yana Gian. And now the crossface applied with the kendo stick, but Gian able to break it up quickly. And now Gian dragging Martinez to the corner, face first off the turnbuckle. And now Gian into the corner with speed with that elbow. And now grabbing the kendo stick, swinging away at the skull of Martinez. And continuing to swing away with that kendo stick. Now from the apron, Martinez able to get a forearm in. But Gian coming straight back. And now Martinez with the spear. Martinez thought about using that kendo stick, but decided against it. And maybe that was the wrong decision. Or maybe not. As Martinez with the belly to belly onto the kendo stick. Now Martinez hoisting up. Gian for that side suplex. And both women down. But Martinez first to her feet. Martinez looking for yet another, but it gets countered into a bulldog. Shot with the kendo stick now into the cover yet again. Goes Yana Jian. 2 and a kick out. Martinez able to get a boot up. And now Martinez gets countered into a bulldog again. And she's busted open on the kendo stick. Jian able to plant Martinez into the cover. 2 and a kick out at 2. I don't think Yana Jian is done quite yet with that kendo stick. Swinging away yet again at the back of Martinez. And Martinez barely able to get to her feet in the corner. Jian lining her up. Now with speed. Gets caught with the DDT. And now Martinez has the kendo stick and breaks it over the chest of Jian. But Jian able to counter into a roll-up here on Martinez. 1, 2, and a kick out. And Jian potentially looking to put Martinez away here. Submission locked in once again. Martinez in trouble. But again, able to break the hold. But Jian coming right back, clapping the ears. And now right back into the submission. Martinez may have nowhere to go. It's locked in tight. And Martinez taps out. You know how annoying it is I made this false count anywhere, and they literally did not leave the fucking ring? After what happened last week, I can't win. Ridiculous. Yana Jian getting her win back from last week. Able to make the All-Star champ tap out. And now we only have one stip remaining. And that is the tag team title match inside Hell in a Cell, where we will have a decisive winner. Unlike Clash of the Titans, where it went to a draw.
The following contest is a tag team Hell in a Cell match and is for the Total Non-Stop Classic World Tag Team Championship. Combined weight of 456 pounds, Alex Cruz and Mike Tiger, the Corporation
Once again looking to regain those TNC tag team titles. had their first opportunity to reclaim them at Clash of the Titans 3. Went to a 30-minute time limit draw. And now inside Hell in a Cell, there will be no time limit. There will be no tags. It'll come down to who gets the first pinfall or submission. This corporation looking to become two-time TNC Tag Team Champions. And the first reign of the industry here tonight. Industry set to defend yet again. They know that they can go as long as they need to with the corporation. Nearly went to a draw to win the titles. Went to a draw to retain. Now we'll see if they can get a pin or submission to retain once again. There's no clock to help them out this time. There we see the tag team titles that are on the line. As I mentioned, no tags inside Hell in a Cell. It's going to be an absolute brawl between these two teams. As the cell has been lowered. All four men set, and there's the bell. And Tigre and Washington getting caught straight out the gates. And Walker catching Tigre again, this time with a soul snatcher. And now Walker turning his attention over to Alex Cruz. Helping out his partner, at least trying to. As Cruz hoisting Washington up, but Washington landing on his feet. Big missile dropkick from Miguel Tigre. And now Tigre and Washington turning their attention to each other. And now Cruz and Walker going at it. Walker tossed to the outside. And this is a dangerous spot here for Marshawn Washington. But now left alone with Alex Cruz. And Washington hoisting Cruz up here. Marching towards the corner. And Cruz going to get drop face first into the turnbuckle. Cruz went for the drop kick. Washington able to sidestep. And now Washington tossed to the outside. It looks like Tigre was tossed back in. And now Alex Cruz and Cade Walker going at it on the other side of the cell. And now Walker back in the ring. And immediately connecting with a destroyer to Tigre and busting him open in the process. And now Walker turning his attention over to Alex Cruz. And both members of the industry standing tall inside Hell in a Cell. And now it's just an all-out brawl here. As Tigre landing face first into that table. And now Cruz and Walker gonna go at it. Cruz with the springboard clothesline. And the double axe handle from Tigre. And this is not a great spot if you're the Industry. But a roll up here by Cade Walker. And an immediate kick out by Cruz. The first pinfall of the match thus far. As Cruz with a kick to the back. Crossbody to Washington by Tigre. And now Tigre into the cover here on Washington on top of the table and a kick out of 1. Cruz with an uppercut to Walker on the outside as Tigre gets whipped into the table. Looks like Walker was tossed into the cell. Now a powerbomb onto that table. As Marshawn Washington continues to decimate Miguel Tigre inside the ring. And Alex Cruz again into the cell. And right now it is all Industry. As Washington not able to connect on Cruz. Or on Tigre, excuse me. Able to land the Rough Rider into the cover here to retain. 2. Broken up by Cruz. And now everyone back into the ring, and Cade Walker able to land the Spanish Fly into the cover. 1, 2, broken up by Tigre. Already some close calls here inside the cell. Big time Lionsaw from Cade Walker. And Alex Cruz to the outside. Walker gonna follow him out there. Cruz sent into the steps. And now Washington planting Tigre. But Tigre quickly up to his feet, landing that sling blade. And now the big running kick from Walker to Tigre. And now into the cover to retain. 1, 2, and a kick out. And now Walker back up to the top rope. Lining up Miguel Tigre. Able to connect. Meanwhile, Washington and Cruz going at it outside the ring. And Walker with a springboard drop kick to Tigre. And a big knee to the face. But Tigre catching him with a roll-up and an immediate kick out. And yet another big kick from Walker into the cover. 1, 2, 3, and that is it. Industry retains. Significantly faster than either of their previous 3 tag matches. Or honestly, any of their tag matches. I think all in all that match was 6 minutes? But either way, the Industry once again able to retain those tag team titles. We'll see what is next for the Industry as World Tag Team Champions. But they will walk out of episode 60 with those titles still intact. But that will do it for episode 60. And we will see you all next week for episode number 61 of TNC.